Welcome to this warm-up exercise video for the 2-4 March High Road to Gairloch. This will be focusing on two phrases on line 1 of part 1 of the tune. We'll get right into it. First, we're going to be looking at the transition from bar 1 into bar 2, which is the low A to the C doubling, okay? And what you should be listening for when you're doing this practice is listening for your grace notes to be accurate. And what we're talking about are the grace notes in the C doubling itself. Listening for those sounds, match it. You should be matching me. Let's start. We'll go starting on a low A. We'll go from low A to C doubling repeatedly on my count. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Alright, if that was challenging, I need you to either pause the video, do it on your own, or go back to the beginning of this little exercise and make sure that you can make that match. Alright, let's move on to the remainder of the that phrase. Again, this is a 3-note phrase. It's the low A at the end of bar 1, the C doubling at the beginning of bar 2, and the E grace note to low A right after that. So for now, let's just go ahead and practice doing an E grace note from C down to low A. This is the C at the end of the doubling, right? And then an E grace note down to low A. Ready? 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, hopefully you were listening for that E grace note's accuracy. If this is challenging, either back up the video and play along again, or pause it and practice it on your own. You want a nice crisp E grace note down to the low A. All right. Once you've worked on that, we're going to put that 3-note phrase together, and it's going to be this. Okay, let's get ready. We'll do it on my count. You're listening for the grace notes just like previously. It's just all 3 notes together. Get a good low A. Okay. 1, 2. And 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 1, 2. All right. Same as before. If that was challenging and you need more work on it, either pause the video and do it on your own, or go right ahead and you can play it again. All right. The next phrase that we're going to be working on are the first 4 notes of bar 3. So it starts on a D throw, and there's a G grace note up to F. There's an E, and then another D throw. Okay, so this movement or phrase starts with a D throw and ends with a D throw. And remembering that D throws start on what note? Low G. It's extremely important to make sure that the low G is sounded on both of the D throws. There's a temptation to ignore or cut too short the low G on the D throw, the second one at the end. And we're not going to let that happen. So let's just go ahead and practice. First of all, we'll break it down. The first 2 notes of this phrase is the D throw, G grace note up to F, right? And we're listening for a nice clean G grace note up to F. So on my count, 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right. Once you've mastered that, let's go right on to the next note. We're going to add it. We're just going to go add the notes as we go. So the next note is the E after the F. So that would sound like this. Okay, we're going to lean on the F a little bit because you see it does have a dot on it, yeah? And that means we hold it a little bit longer. All right, let's go ahead and play those 3 notes now, starting on the D throw. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. All right. Provided that that's getting comfortable, let's keep going. If it's not comfortable, pause the video and practice some more, or replay that part. Well, the next embellishment is a D throw after that E, and you'll see that on the music we have an arrow pointing to that first low G of that D throw. That's to remind everybody that that low G is important. And so before we actually play that second D throw in this phrase, we're just going to stay on that low G when we get to it. It's not the most comfortable thing, but there's a reason for it. So listen to what we're going to be doing. We're going to play that phrase like we did before to the E, and then go to the low G of the D throw after it. Here we go. Ready? 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. All right, it's a little awkward to be staying on that low G because we know there's a D throw. So let's do the whole phrase now. 1, 2. And 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 1, 2. All right, that's a lot to warm up with, but just to make sure that we've covered these, we're going to go ahead and do the first phrase a couple of times. I'm going to call it out. This is the low A at the end of bar 1, into the C doubling at the beginning of bar 2, E grace note to low A. Ready? With me. 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. All right, let's do the second phrase, the phrase that starts and ends with a D throw in bar 3. Ready? 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2. And 1, 2.